Merab talks about his title fight with Sean O'Malley, explaining why he's still going to be highly cautious every second of the contest, especially in striking range, despite being so heavily favored to win. The upcoming rematch is certainly not among the most anticipated pay-per-view events of the year for the vast majority of fans, and the main reason behind this is simply how the first fight played out. Aside from a brief moment in the final round, Merab didn't face much difficulty while forcing his game onto O'Malley, but the Georgian understands how dangerous being overly confident can be in a fight, especially among the elite. The likeliest path to victory for Sean can't be a secret to no one. He has to knock Merab out, or get slowly drowned by the champ's non-stop output with grappling-heavy offensive approach. Dvalishvili shares thoughts on the fight, saying he will be switched on from the start to avoid disaster.
Now I'm a champion, he is the challenger, and I already beat him, and but it was hard to motivate myself to fight same guy who I dominate, but now I know that he's gonna change a lot of things. He already changed his lifestyle and everything, and we may see Sean defend all takedowns, and we may see that we go and fight striking, so I'm ready for that, and it's gonna be a good fight for sure. He's a great striker, and I cannot be relaxed 1 second, because we all know he can crack me, or maybe I can crack him, But you guys don't blink, make sure buy pay-per-view, it's gonna be a great fight. And I feel good, it's almost time now, and I feel good. I think from Saturday I'm gonna start weight cuts. Now I'm still strong, I'm still good, I'm still eating everything, and no problem.
Ray Longo trashes Belal Muhammad, visibly frustrating John Anik on his podcast with Kenny Florian. Anik's close relationship with the former welterweight champion explains the frequency of Belal being brought up in his weekly episodes. Generally, the podcast also includes a segment with Longo, in which he, John, and Kenny react to relevant MMA topics and break down fights. In the latest of these, Ray made fun of poor Belal, as he put it, claiming that his friend puts on Belal's fights to get his child to fall asleep. He was also pretty amused by DC forgetting his name. Florian was trying to hold back his laughter, but Anik even seemed upset for a moment, trying to switch gears and making the whole thing even more entertaining. Then, out of nowhere, he announced that Muhammad will be fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov in October. That would be a #1 contender fight, but the winner would have to wait for Della Maddalena's defense against Makhachev first.
Bilal's first comment since the fight, he looks pretty good, but he says in large part that he did deviate from the game plan, and largely a guy who has been credited with a high fight IQ seemingly abandoned part of it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think it's the Illuminati got to him.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Listen, I just feel bad for the guy. Remember the name? Was that a fake clip with DC calling him Leon Rocky Edwards?
Regrettably, no.
Oh my God.
I know. It's real. I know.
I feel bad.
Regretfully, no.
I think I feel bad for that guy. And I'm not saying this. You're gonna think I'm joking, or I'm a hater or whatever, but Steve Lee just had a baby. He tells me when he needs that baby to go to sleep, he puts on a Bilal Muhammad.
Oh my God!
Steve Lee said that?
He said that. 100%. He said the kid goes right out.
Steve,
so that's actually like fake news, and Steve Lee will be lucky if he gets another name mentioned in the history of the podcast.
Steve.
But the kid is watching. He does put on Sugar Ray Robinson fights, and the kid.
So the kid slept right through Belal slamming Leon Edwards on his fucking head, and then Leon. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but he's looking at Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah,
he looks at Sugar Ray. He likes Sugar Ray Robinson. What do you want me to tell you? Let's do a Would You Rather. Come on.
Ciryl Gane reveals the fight with Tom Aspinall is a done deal, with John Jones being part of some Russian show in Thailand, with no indication that he's even thinking about preparing to defend his title against the interim champion. Looks like UFC is moving on, but only temporarily. Every time John comments on Aspinall, the angle is always the same. He believes he has not much to gain from beating the Brit, and a whole lot to lose if he gets defeated, essentially for the first time in his career. But despite how he feels about Tom as a fighter and the level of threat that he represents to his legacy, the problem here is the uncertainty and the interim champion being forced to be inactive for a long period of time. Recently, John stated that the UFC has long known about his plans, and he doesn't understand why Dana and the brass haven't shared them with fans yet. This could mean that he's either retiring or not fighting until the end of the year. And why has the company not stripped him yet? It's simple. They don't need a pay-per-view headliner anytime soon. But it looks like Aspinall is going to get another fight in before potentially facing John if he wins. While responding to his French fans on a live stream, Ciryl Gane revealed that UFC has confirmed to him he's fighting Aspinall next. The Frenchman didn't clarify whether or not the bout will have any title attached to it or when and where it's likely to take place. When a fan asked him when he's going to put Aspinall to sleep, here's what Ciryl said. Quote, "We knew this was inevitable. We've known for a long time. Now, the only thing left is to wait to find out when it's taking place." End quote. Bisping and Felder react to Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez being UFC's choice as the main event for UFC Noche. Given how non-competitive the first fight between these two was, there shouldn't be much interest to see it again, especially with Movsar Evloev ready to finally get his chance to taste gold and Volkanovski himself calling for a fight with him. Instead, they're going to make a fight that nobody asked for because they need a Mexican fighter as a headliner on Noche. Rodriguez will also most likely stand and bang, which is something in contrast to Evloev's fighting style. Of course, it's not about who's more deserving, and that should be clear to anybody paying attention. But aside from Movsar, there is no other obvious choice as the next challenger in line anyway. Paul and Mike react to the state of the featherweight division and discuss Volk's next defense.
You got Volkanovski, Max Holloway's #1. He's fighting Dustin, so he's out. Diego Lopez just got beat. Taporia's moved on. Yair Rodriguez is #4, and then it's Movsar. It ain't going to be Arnold Allen or Brian Ortega or Lerone Murphy. So realistically, it doesn't really even look like there is anybody else, which is wild to say at featherweight.
Yeah, again, that's just how these divisions is crazy, right? To see how at one point it can be like, oh my God, there's all these guys that haven't faced the champ and there's all these contenders, and then other divisions, now it just shifts. And I think for Volkanovski, I think he just wants to stay active. Like, I think this guy doesn't care who and where he's got to fight. Give me who's next. Is it Evloev? Perfect. Is it Yair? He just wants to stack them. He's doing what he said. Like, let's keep it. Let's go. When's my next one? I think a lot of that is for him. Like, okay, well, this guy says he wants it. He's ready to go right now. He just won. God,